Well, for charter members of the Never Trump movement, recent sexual assault accusations have, as you might imagine, only cemented their views. Wisconsin Congressman Reid Ribble is the first House Republican to publicly reject Trump. He did so back in December. Congressman Ribble joins us now from Green Bay. We'll get to the Packers here in a minute, sir, but before that, a little politics. As we look at what's going on here, and we keep learning more and more, not only about Donald Trump, but about Hillary Clinton as well. Elizabeth's interview just now with A.B. Stoddard. Is there anything that'll change your mind and move you in the next 24 days into the Trump column?
No, I don't think there's any way that I can get there, and I've been pretty clear about that. But I will tell you, when I talk to just regular citizens up here in northeast Wisconsin, they're becoming increasingly disgusted with the entire process. Whether they're supporting Hillary or whether they're supporting Donald Trump, they're just dismayed by where this campaign has gone, and they're very frustrated. I think the big concern is, will they actually go out and vote?
Well, that's a big issue, especially in Wisconsin, and it also has big implications for after the election, no matter who wins. I was talking to a lifelong independent a little bit earlier today, and she said, you know, I'm becoming more and more optimistic by the day. I thought that's an interesting idea. I haven't heard that so far in this election. She says, well, it's because I'm becoming increasingly confident that no matter which presidential candidate wins, they'll be impeached. That's a pretty sad view of the American election, of our democracy.
Well, it really is a sad view, and I don't know that I would necessarily agree with it, but I suppose anything's possible going forward because both of these candidates have got a lot of skeletons in the closet that are now starting to come out and emerge, with whether it's the WikiLeaks email issues with Hillary Clinton saying one thing behind the scenes and something else in public, or whether you've got Donald Trump with the sexual assault allegations that are going on. And independent voters up here, what they're telling me is they recognize that Donald Trump's kind of panache is driven by the fact that the American people want a disruption, and they view him as a disruptor. And what they're really hoping for is that one of the independent candidates actually becomes a disruptor, with millions of people fleeing both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and voting for an independent candidate. Yeah. And that would be the ultimate disruption.
It seems far-fetched that either Jill Stein or Gary Johnson gets to play that role when it comes to the Electoral College, but as we've learned, we never know. On to the Senate race there in Wisconsin, which has become a battleground, and obviously control of the Senate, many argue, is almost as important as the White House. Take a look at the current polling right now. Johnson-Feingold, Johnson 43.5, Feingold 46.5 in the Real Clear Politics average. Is there any effect, you think, that Mr. Trump, and for that matter, people like you disavowing him as Republicans, is hurting Johnson, helping Feingold?
It doesn't appear to be. In fact, I would say the evidence is to the opposite. If you watch the polls over the course of the last 8 or 9 months that they've been paying attention to the U.S. Senate race here in Wisconsin, Senator Ron Johnson is actually closing the gap and coming in much closer now. And he had a very powerful performance last night in the statewide debate that he had with Russ Feingold. And I actually think that there's a very good shot that he wins this election.
Well, that'll be interesting if it does happen, and certainly change things a little bit here in Washington. Real quickly before I leave you, you're done in politics. You're leaving Congress after 6 years, which is an unusual move to make. Any idea what you're going to go do?
Well, I spent 35 years in the roofing business. I'm going to be going back to the industry that I know and I've enjoyed for the bulk of my career. I always said I was going to term limit my time in Congress. I viewed this as a season of service, and I'm looking forward to going back into the private sector.
Well, amid this election, I think our founding fathers would find that awfully refreshing to hear if they're looking down, watching upon us, and they'll be watching the Cowboys take on the Packers tomorrow. Good luck, sir.
Good luck to the Green Bay Packers. They're going to do fine tomorrow night.
Well, we'll be watching. Looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.